Rich, I love you. Yeah, buddy. And I'm not going to go all out because I got this raging migraine. But welcome. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rich. What a beautiful day. Thought we'd quickly stop and say hello. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks.
No, it's been like a week, and it was a week on Saturday, so it's like 9 days, but it feels like longer.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I forgot about that Saturday. Yeah. How you been, Rich?
I've been all right, thank you. I was a little under the weather for a few days, but now I feel great. I had my second vaccine on Saturday, so I'm all vaccinated up. I'm now invincible. And yeah, that's about it. How have you been?
I'm very good and busy and keeping active and feeding ducks outside and, searching for answers.
Searching for answers in the duck's eyes.
That's right. Got some new perfume coming. See, the original dog man is in the house. Good to see you, John, Tara, Catherine. Do you remember the name aldehydes and Rusk Mavajor? I certainly do, but I can't remember who that was.
I don't know who that was, but he was a legend, and I wish he'd come back. He hasn't been on for ages. He used to get on Robert streams as well. He's a good lad.
He used to change his names quite often.
Yes, he did, yes.
And you always knew who he was just by the things that he wrote.
Yes, and he used to write in caps locks as well.
That's right.
That's right, he did.
So I got something really interesting in the mail today.
Oh, did you?
I wasn't expecting anything at all, and I was quite curious when it came because I know I didn't order anything or not anything that could have been here by now. And when I looked at the package, I was like, this is really interesting and weird because I wasn't expecting it because it came in a package like this, really flat. And I was like, what the hell can this be? I was a little bit worried because it came all the way from Japan, and I don't know anybody in Japan. And I didn't give anybody in Japan my address. So I was like, what can this be? I didn't know. Well, obviously I knew it wasn't perfume related because there's no way a perfume would fit in here. But looking at the name and the sender, I was like, none of this looks familiar to me, but it's got my name and my home address. And I was very curious. And I came inside, like I just opened this, right before the stream, and I opened it, and the first thing I see is Mandarin Ducks, and I was like, "What is all this about? Is this from maybe a viewer from Japan that kind of likes our duck theme?" But still, I wasn't sure what was going on because I didn't give anybody my address in Japan. So I read through the brief here. And so it's a print on the side, but I'll read the description because there's a poem on the other side. And the poem, so the translation here, and it's in Japanese, but it goes on to say, the poem on the print can perhaps be paraphrased as something like, our warm love will be all the blanket that we need. Mandarin ducks are an old Japanese symbol for a happy marriage, as they were thought to mate for life. But as modern research has taught us that the real facts of duck togetherness are somewhat different, it seems that we may have to find a new symbol to replace them. And then I turn around, and there's a print here of ducks.
Show full screen.
I will. I'll show the full screen.
Ooh.
So there's two lovely ducks. There's a Mandarin duck and his lovely mate. And it wasn't until I saw the card that I knew it was from my friend Rich Mitch, because this is how he tells me to go F myself. He just says, Can you see that? I got so that's how I knew it was from Rich. So Richard, thank you so much. This is a very thoughtful gift from you. Very, generous, and I very much appreciate you.
Oh, that's all right, man.
So thank you.
Appreciate you as well.
It was
don't send everyone ducks.
It was a very lovely surprise.
Yay. It's nice to be nice.
It is. It feels good to be giving and to be nice. Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
That's right. I thought you could get it. You could get it framed. You could get it framed. You could like have it like you could take it places. It could be yours. If anybody wants to find out more about where these prints came from, I'll put something for you. I'll put something for you in the chat. The website is called mokuhankan.com.
Next time, send some Peking duck.
That's right. That's right. Some Peking duck with some duck fat. But if you can go on there, and honestly, the strangest thing, I only ordered that like last Wednesday. And it's got to you, like it's got from Japan to Canada with no messing about in like how long? It's got to be like it's got to be what, like 4 days? 5 days, 4 days, 5 days. That's pretty fucking great. Especially considering, do you know Duncan? Right? Duncan ordered a bottle of like 1981 Antaeus from Japan, right? And he ordered it in March, and it just got on the boat on Saturday. Like the tracking shows that the perfume literally just got on the boat on Saturday. And what that show, I mean, I think Japan and Canada are in like a free trade. Japan and Canada and Australia, and I think there's a couple other places as well.
Yeah,
they're in like a free trade open thing. So I mean, like 5 days from Japan to Canada's immense. You can't knock it, whether you like those types of things or not. I mean, 5 days. Does it mean I have to send a jockstrap? Depends. It to someone else, yes, but certainly not to me. Don't send jockstraps. Oh no. Oh, that's all right. I've got a
very lovely gift. Drop your scent to the day in the comments.
Yes. What did you wear today?
I actually wore one of my own fragrances, but I don't want to talk about those. I'll talk about something that has been almost like a signature scent the past 2 weeks or since I've got it, and that's night clubbing. Okay. I'm really enjoying this. It's nothing mind-blowing at all, but for me, it's just very warm and cozy and very airy, and that's what I like about it. It's not very heavy. It's not cloying at all, but it's just it's subtle and it's restrained, and I love that. It's got it shows up when I need it. It's not something that bashes me over the head.
Yes, I think I'll tell you something as well. Sorry to interrupt you. There was I've worn a fragrance like that today, and I really have been enjoying this quite a lot in this year, especially the last couple of months, and that is Arsène Lupin Voyou. It's a very quiet fragrance, but every once in a while, especially on clothes, every once in a while, you'll just get a waft. And the thing with it is I don't know if I'll ever replace it because of how soft it is, and it is bloody soft, but it's gorgeous. It's such a I don't want to say classy because it makes it sound austere, but it's clean.
It is kind of classy.
Yeah, it is. It's clean without being soapy. It's woody without being wooden. It's very fresh. It's very sort of like confident. It's a very confident fragrance.
Right.
It smells like it's worth money. Yeah. So when like somebody smells this on you, you know that they're gonna know that you've spent like nearly £200 on it because it smells absolutely gorgeous.
Again,
I don't know. Sorry.
That's another one that's not anything mind-blowing, but it's just very classy, and it's got restraint as well. It's very airy, wispy. It lasts. A lot of people say it doesn't after it's gone. That's not the case. It just kind of shows up when you need it to. It's subtle.
Yeah. I've used between a quarter and a third of a bottle, which is a lot because I overspray this. I put on like 10 sprays of this at a time, and then I reapply it as well. I'll show you how much I've used of it. Considering, oh, hello.
Oh,
what are you doing?
Quack quack.
Quack. What are you doing? Give us a second. So, this in the back.
Look at that, wet and juicy.
Wet and juicy, that's right. Can you see that though?
Yeah.
That's the amount of juice I've used out of it, and I've only had it like a year.
Wow. I thought you just recently got this because we were having a conversation.
For me, that is a recent pickup. For me, that is a recent pickup. Hello, everyone. Everyone's saying hello. What's that noise? Is that a train?
It's a train, yeah. I'm only aware of the train when I'm live streaming. If I'm just sitting here doing nothing, it blows right past me.
Yeah. There's so for me to use that amount of juice, there's a couple of reasons for it. One, it smells lovely, and it is a little bit moreish. And the other reason is that it's very quiet. But you can wear that. It just smells like a good fragrance. And if you want like a signature fragrance, but you want to smell better than everyone else, I would recommend you looking into that if you want to spend a bit extra. It's the same price as a bottle of Sauvage. You know, like a big bottle of Sauvage is like 180 quid. I may have overreached myself there actually, but I'm sure it's like in that, like you can pay like £200 for a bottle of Sauvage. Sauvage price. Let's have a look at you. See what your game is. Sauvage price.
You know what's surprising is that's not really the Guerlain styles to make very light, wispy scents like that.
Well, no, yeah.
Very uncommon for them.
Yeah.
What's up, Rudy?
It's hello, Rudy. Rudski. I was talking to Rudy on Jacob stream the other day.
Rudy just shipped me 500 ml of perfume.
Jesus Christ! You want to hope that doesn't get fucking seized because that would be fucking tragic.
525 ml.
Yeah,
I'm excited to get those.
So what you getting off him?
I ordered.
That was a deep sigh.
I ordered Eden Rock to his house. Yes, Rudy is my perfume mule. What else do I need that I can't get in Canada? I'll just ship it over to Rudy. So I got a 125 ml bottle of Eden Rock because it's not available to us here. I guess once after the lockdown is over, it might be easier to find. But
I was just we just went in. We just came out of lockdown today. Our lockdown's nearly finished. All our lockdown measures should be gone on the 21st of June, but you can eat indoors now for like the first time in like 6 months. So sorry, carry on. What else were you getting?
Yeah, so I'm kind of excited for that because I think that will be something that I like because I don't have a whole lot of summery fragrances in my collection. Maybe that's just an excuse to buy more perfume, but I like. Yeah. I kind of like the sounds of that. I like salty, fresh scents, florals. I hear there's a little bit of coconut in there. Some people get coconut, some don't. But I also got a couple more of the Celine's, and I got Dans Paris and Le Peau Nu, or however you say it, which is the iris rose vetiver fragrance.
Nice.
So, yeah, it'll be about a week before those arrive. If they get past customs. If not, I don't know. I don't know what happens. I guess they just kind of destroy your package.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, they bin them.
You're shit out of luck,
well,
right?
They say they bin them, but I bet they take them home.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I can totally imagine that. Oh no, don't fall. So what was the other one you said? You'd got 3, or have you said all 3?
Yeah, that's 3. So I got Eden Rock, Dans Putty, and Le Peau Nu. Nu. Feu. Le Peau Feu.
Le Peau Feu.
Le Peau Nu. So that's a very cosmetic-y, lipsticky, vanilla fragrance, but it's got a lot of rose. Like the iris disappears early on very quickly, and all you get is rose and vetiver.
Yeah. Madame Trudeau's not only probably getting our favorite fragrances from diplomatic packet. Present turning into.
Yeah, they say they destroy them, but I don't think so.
That would be a hell of a waste.
It would be a damn waste.
A hell of a fucking waste. You get fined as well. In this country, I think you certainly there's the possibility of being fined.
Have you?
That's why I've never sent anybody anything abroad.
Have you?
I know Greggy stopped doing that as well because he didn't want to get fined. People were like, he used to send stuff all over the world, Greggy, and then after Brexit happened, he was like, oh, fuck that. So there we have it.
So you picked something up recently?
I've picked a lot of things up recently. Let's go to eBay.
Let us know in the chat if you guys have picked anything up recently.
Yes, that's right. Please do.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Wait. Okay, so I have picked up since the last time we spoke. I've picked up a vintage Koros, a 50 ml.
Another.
Yeah, so I've got like 200 ml bottles now, 2 100 ml bottles, and now I've got a 50 ml bottle. I'm just going to pick them up whenever I find them for a good price. That 50 ml of the 1980s bottle, like the late 80s, was 65 quid. I just thought for £65, it's theft. And then I did something silly, which was I bought a 50 ml of Balenciaga Pour Homme, and it was the aftershave, and I didn't realize it was the aftershave. And it was my fault entirely because I didn't realize it was the aftershave. But it's just Balenciaga Pour Homme, just a lot like less intense. So it's quite good for wearing on cool. Like it's a year-round fragrance now. That one, the aftershave one. So I just spray that and it lasts for like 6 hours. It's still stronger than most of the stuff that you'll find out there at the minute.
So how much of Koros and Balenciaga do you have?
I've got like 450 ml of Balenciaga Pour Homme, and I've got 250 ml. I've got 250 ml of vintage Koros. And frankly, if I could find any more, I'll just over time, I'm just going to pick them up when I find them for a decent price. So after that, I bought another bottle. Do you remember I got the Féminin Dubois?
Yeah.
I bought another bottle of Féminin Dubois, the Shiseido one, and I got that for £82, which was like a third. It's open though, and it's got about a quarter missing, so there's about 40 mil, and I paid 80 quid for it. So I've got like 80 mils of that now. Also I got a bottle of Baptême de Feu.
Holy
I got a bottle of Baptême de Feu. If you've ever smelled Baptême de Feu, it's absolutely crackers. one of the most insane fragrances I've ever smelled. Go and watch Talking Scents. Remember Talking Scents? Ben from Talking Scents?
Yeah.
He did a review of Baptême de Feu, and he pretty much nails it. Pretty much nails every fragrance he gets. But he nailed that review. It's absolutely insane. Down to the color of the juice. The color of the juice is amazing, but it's like a warning sign that like the juice you're about to smell is like not of this world. And then after that, I bought a 50 ml of Balenciaga Hohang Club, and I bought a 109 milliliter vintage Monsieur de Givenchy Splash, and I bought a bottle of something called Arrogance Pour Homme.
You're on fire. We got to put
and
you
then
out.
Today, I bought a 120 ml bottle of Royal Oud by Creed because it was the last one. So I've got 120 ml. I wouldn't buy the 100 ml bottles, but I bought a 120 ml bottle for 220 quid, and I thought that's just that. To be honest, I'd sell that in 2 or 3 years' time and double my money if I want.
So
because the new 100.
Now?
Sorry,
are you content with Royal Oud?
I'm content as far as Royal Oud's concerned. I'm looking at getting a Beaufort London next. But I haven't pulled the trigger. I've got the money for it, but I didn't pull the trigger today. But it is lovely. It's called Rake and Ruin, and if you like dark scents, it's just like Beaufort London, some of the darkest stuff you can get. But he wants 115 quid.
I'm not very familiar. I'm not very familiar with the brand. Yelena, how do you like Speedo? I'd love to know. Or Santal Majuscule.
Santal Majuscule is one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. I absolutely love it. I managed to get a backup of that recently as well, about a month ago, and I was over them. Honestly.
Yo, how long do you plan on living for?
Well, what I plan on doing is using up the fragrances that aren't loves. Like I'm giving like another 3 fragrances away to one of my friends, like, and just whittling down the fragrances that I don't love and just stocking up on the ones that I do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's about where I'm at.
So yeah, I've seen that there's a new Alchemist Garden coming out, and I think it's called Garden with a black bottle. So it's probably going to be Middle Eastern themed because the 2 black bottles they have now are both very heavy and dark scents. So I imagine Garden will be as well.
Yeah, you sent me a picture. You sent me a picture of that the other day.
I've been enjoying those Gucci's, and it looks like Tara has too, because I know she has the Tears of Iris, and she just mentioned here that she got her rose, her Gucci rose.
Yeah. Nick's asking if I like Tonnerre by Beaufort. Yes, I do. Not as much. Nick N. Not as much as I like Rake and Ruin because I'm buying that at some point soon. And not as much as Iron Duke, which is like a boozy fragrance. But yes, I do like Tonnerre. Tonnerre is another one I would buy, but it's a way off that. I've actually got a sample over there.
Squire is going to challenge you when it comes to backup bottles. Look at this. Picked up backups of Sange, Aquavite Forte, Paris Monte Carlo, Oud Imperial. Whoa.
Paris Monte Carlo, Chuvas, London Oud, Paris Oud, remember the few. Good lad. Honestly, Zitois, just buy the stuff you love and just find out what you love and buy it, because the perfume industry has a habit of destroying your favorite stuff. And don't spread yourself too thin. Find out what, like I say, you seem to do what I do. Is just back up what you love and just use the stuff that you don't love or give it away.
Yeah. I'm with Taffy here. I know I won't outlive my collection, but I don't care.
That's a good shout as well. Yeah, I'm pretty much at that point as well.
I'm here now and I'm enjoying what I have, so there's nothing I can do.
No, that's right. You should enjoy your collection.
That's a good thing, yeah.
You should. I think that's a lot of. I say a lot of people. I would say some people collect stuff and then they're scared to use it. That's not something I open my bottles when I get them, because I want to. Some people, Yoshi says I have no backups, and that's a decent point as well. That's another way of collecting. Like, you can spread yourself thin and get as wide a breadth of fragrance as you want. And what you'll find is you'll probably never use a full bottle, but
yeah,
it depends what you've got and how much you've got.
Brianna Armstrong says Le Labo has a new fragrance called Encens. I remember you saying you like their incense. Now, I've seen on their Instagram they've posted Encens, but it's just the candle as far as I know. I don't remember seeing anything about a new fragrance under the same name. Or do the fragrances come right behind the candles? I'm not sure how Le Labo works.
I stay well away from the Labo. Doesn't strike me as the type of thing that I like.
If they do an incense, I'd be curious, because they do incense really well. The Gucci's are hard to find. Yeah, they're kind of exclusive to Holt Renfrew here in Canada.
Yeah, I've tried to find Horta Sanitatis. There's no chance of getting a sample.
That's an online. You can only get that from. I'll send you a sample. Because remind me, because I did promise to send you this, and I had to dig this up, and I ordered some atomizers to send you some stuff, so hopefully it gets.
Have they arrived yet?
They got here on Saturday. Yeah, I haven't opened the box yet.
All right. I sent out loads of samples the other day.
A lot of people backing up. Backup bottles, backup vintage Fahrenheit, Your Home Silver Stem, Your Home Intense, Paul Smith London. I mean, I got this raging migraine going on here.
You feeling all right?
From breathing all this carbon dioxide at work. It's insane.
Yeah. Have you had your eyes tested?
No, my eyes?
Yeah, it's a strange thing. What you'll find is that you don't realize you're doing it. Like, do your parents wear glasses?
No, I should be wearing glasses, but I don't. You
definitely should be wearing glasses at work, you Burke. I remember when you were doing that bloody MIG welding. Was it MIG welding you were doing without without a thing on you? Yeah, you Burke. You wonder you've got headaches if you're welding stuff like that without bloody masks on, you fool. You'll hurt yourself, and your eyesight. If your eyesight goes, you're fucking in trouble, because you're not be able to work. Not the job you're doing anyway. So get some eyesight on.
Every day I got to deal with carbon. Like, it makes me, I feel like throwing up. It gets that bad sometimes.
Yeah. You need to. I would get your eyes tested as well, because you work in a dodgy environment. You work in an industrial environment. I used to work in an industrial environment, and it was awful. That affected my head. I used to work with them. You ever heard of Hammerite paint?
No.
It's like proper, like, it's paint for metal that you coat stuff. They used to make wax oil, and they make like waterproof like paints that you apply to like metal structures and stuff. Can you imagine having a debilitating allergy to perfume? Jesus Christ, I topped myself. I just end myself.
Don't say that. It wouldn't be the end of the world. You'd find
pretty much it would be if you've got 250 perfumes in your collection.
Well, you'd become rich all of a sudden if you had to sell your stuff.
You'd get some stuff back. You'd get some money back. I sent Audrey Jane. I sent out loads of samples. I sent some to Greg. I sent some to Caboose Juice, and I sent some to Audrey Jane over the weekend. And I sent her some Gentleman's Cologne by Amouage, and she absolutely loves it. And that's the one that was turned. I'm just checking with you. That's the one that turned into Gold Man, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So, why Sean? Duck would be found drowned in a bathtub full of Balenciaga Polo. I'm the first duck ever to die from drowning.
Death by Pavarotti.
Death by Pavarotti. Just shaken to death. Just turned like just put some Pavarotti on, right? And just like turn the speaker and the subwoofer up all the way, and you'd just be shook to death. You'd be liquefied, mint when he hits them high C's.
So many people talking about backup bottles. I don't think I can count on one hand all the backup bottles I have.
Yeah, I don't think you've bought some stuff twice, but it was because they were limited editions, weren't they? Like the Marl bottles. Like you've got 2 versions of Portrait of a Lady.
Yeah,
it's the same fragrance.
I wouldn't call those backup bottles. They're just different versions. Yeah, limited releases or exclusives.
Yeah. It's
I remember when Cologne the 68 was discontinued by Guerlain, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love that cologne! Like, I can't believe they're discontinuing it." I went and I bought 3 backup bottles, and that was like 3 or 4 years ago. I still haven't opened the first backup. Like, my first original bottle is still at 75%.
Yeah,
it's like
The good thing is you'd be able to sell those off.
I started giving them away.
Yeah, I've done that to my mate. Do you know what it is? It doesn't feel bad. You'd think taking your first steps into giving perfume away is a bad thing, but it's not. Giving perfume away, especially to your friends, is it's liberating, and it's a nice thing to do. Like, I gave perfume to my mate, and he appreciated. Like, I gave him loads of designer stuff, like Dolce & Gabbana, the One, EDP, like loads of stuff that like I was never going to wear, and I've ended up giving him like 40 bottles of perfume. And do you know what it is? I never think about them, and he uses them, and he wears them, and he enjoys them, and we can talk about them, and it built his collection up, and it shrank mine. It served like there wasn't a downside to it. So if you've got bottles sitting there and you're not getting around to selling them, just give them to your friends. Like, nobody's going to turn you down. Your friends will enjoy them. And if he doesn't like them, then he can just sell them. He's got a bit of money in his pocket. But
let me ask you this.
Go on then.
Come June 13th, are we still going to be Mandarin Ducks?
What's happening on June the 13th?
Croatia and the England play in the first Euro.
Oh shit!
What's going to happen?
If you win, then we'll still. If England win, we'll still be friends. Bearing in mind, Croatia beat in the semi-final of the World Cup last time, and rightly so, frankly.
Right.
Luka Modric is some fucking player. Anybody who knows us, I'm not just saying this. Anybody who knows us knows I've got a soft spot for football from that part of the world. I remember when Red Star won the Champions League. It wasn't the Champions League. I think it was the last European Cup. It was one of them, just before Marseille won it. And they had Robert Prozinecki in the team. Robert Prozinecki is one of my favourite ever players. You've got players like Ante Coric. Ante Coric's a really good player. Or Coric. You've got Luka Modric, who's like one of the best players of his generation. Newcastle, like my local team, Newcastle, were going to sign him until the owner of the club pulled the fucking plug, because Zvomir Boban was an absolutely outstanding player. He was left-footed, wasn't he? He was now with Davor Suker. Davor Suker was one of the best players I've seen. He was a striker. They're just the thing is about players from that part of the world is they're technically gifted, but they're really, really try. Yeah, I'm a massive Mika Krista. I'm a massive Newcastle fan. Yeah, I've always been a big fan of like Serbia as well. I know that. Yes, ouch, poor duck. That's right. For being a Newcastle fan for my sins. Like Serbian players as well. Just players from like the Balkans area.
You're making my migraine worse. Stop it.
Is your migraine getting better or worse?
I'm just kidding. Go on. No, but Yoshi's saying I have that football talk face.
He's got football talk face. I love football. At least he calls it football. Audrey says your Buffon is looking Buffon's looking lovely.
Yeah, Buffon. Wasn't there a player called Buffon for France or something?
No, you're thinking of Buffon. It hasn't got the T. Gianluigi Buffon. A good goalkeeper.
Somebody's talking about blowtorching bottles. Send me all the bottles you don't want, and I'll make sure to put them in a pile and blowtorch them. Or we'll get rid of them somehow.
That's right. Do something. What have you done with that Naxos?
It's still right there above the orange box. Still sealed. Right there.
Right there, yeah. See it, yeah. You need to get rid of that shit. It's a bad fragrance, that. You shouldn't be allowing that fragrance in your house. Somebody's saying Gaza or Shearer. Depends what you mean, Boador, Sean. It depends in what way. Gaza was probably a more talented player, but Shearer was probably better, if that makes sense. Shearer wasn't an alcoholic. But Gaza's probably one of the most naturally gifted players you'll ever see. Everybody who played with him says he was the best player that ever played with. But he was fucked up. He was mental, bless him. But he's in a lot better state now. He's with a new management company, and the new management company have got him in a really good place. So that's nice.
Sean's saying that Naxos isn't that bad. It's mentholated tobacco and vanilla, which is interesting because I find Toba Color is mentholated in the dry down as well. It almost reminds me of the opening of Queer. Is Queer Canage mentholated for you in the opening?
No, but it's got that sort of orange blossom sort of boiled sweet. I don't know if you have boiled sweets over there. No hard candies.
No, I don't. But you don't get any menthol from it?
No.
Wow.
I don't get menthol from it.
I get a lot of menthol from Queer Canage.
I've got a big 450ml bottle here, and I'm wondering. No, it's got stuff on top of it. I can't be asked. No, I don't. I get the orange blossom, and then it goes straight into the iris and the leather. I don't get. The only thing that could possibly be mentholated about it would be the orange blossom, and I just don't get it. Not even slightly.
But I find the dry down of Toba Color has that same menthol as Queer Canage has in the opening.
Right.
Oh, just because Sean was saying that Naxos is mentholated as well. Interesting. Are tobacco fragrances normally mentholated? Because I wore Fumery Turk the other day. It's a very heavy perfume.
Yeah, it's a typical Louton's, isn't it? It's very
heavy.
Big.
Very robust. Nothing subtle about it. I mean, I liked what it was. I almost feel like it was the last, right after Fumery Turk, all the tobacco fragrances that came out started to get hyper sweet. And Fumery Turk does have honey and vanilla and amber, but it's a bearable sweetness. It never gets sugary. And then right after that, I feel like it was almost like you can see how Tobacco Vanille takes from Fumery Turk. And it's just a much sweeter version. And then everything after that, it seems like just got sweeter and sweeter and sweeter.
Yeah. It's what's it like? It's Fumery Turks sort of like put the idea in people's heads without ever actually going there. And then other brands sort of just picked up on it and did it.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, because it sort of had like a whisper. That's a typical Sheldrake thing to do, sort of like feign to go in one direction, right? But then go in a totally different direction, like I would forget. I don't know what you would call it in sports, but when someone's running, and then the fake to go one way, but then they go the other way. So it's Sheldrake quite does that. He'll lead you off, like he'll make you take a step in one direction and then he'll veer off in another direction.
Like a fake. He'll psych you out.
Yeah. And he's good at that, but it's not out. Sweet tobacco has been done to death now.
Right. It's overkill.
Yeah, it is. It's like oud and rose. Sweet tobacco, oud and rose. Sweet tobacco, oud and rose. Blue fragrance. I don't think we've seen the end of blue fragrances yet. I think we've got another 3 or 4 years to go. So Tara says it's called duking. When you feign to go one way but go the other.
What is this spam thing going on here? Is that like that hot dog meat?
No, there was a spam. There was somebody in the comments had left a spam message. I believe it was a spam message.
On
so
live
I hit it
already.
Yeah, if you go back up, T Baby Funk US.
They're spamming the comments as soon as the streams are over. You get hit with 4 or 5 spam comments right away.
Yeah, it is. It's obscene. Like the new thing is for them to like gang spam. So what they'll do is they'll put in, like, somebody will put in one message and then a lot of accounts will like it and then they'll have a conversation with themselves about the original post, so it doesn't look like spam, but you can tell it a mile away. Spam. Everybody's talking about spam. I saw a comment from Catherine before asking me can Rich Mitch please explain what's Behind all the Brit nicknames that end with Z's, Chaz and Shaz. I think it is it's like the Z's. I think the Z's are meant to be like S's, but they've been like corrupted to be Z's, and it's just I don't know where it's come from. I just know that it's there. We're just strange little island people. That's probably the best information I can give you. Sorry. I feel like that's not Audrey Jane might be able to help you. She's the educated one. But back to spam. Spam is something that came along in the world wars because it was cheap. It was cheap meat. It was cheap processed meat. And it's a relic of the war.
Thinking about it makes me gag.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Like, how's your migraine? You keep touching your head? Are you all right?
Horrible, yeah. I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm not feeling very well. I wasn't expecting for this to happen, but
oh no! Do you think you can get to an hour, or are you not having it?
No, I think I'm gonna need to cut it now.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm sorry to disappoint, but hopefully we can come back soon.
No, but come back tomorrow. Sorry?
I need to lay down for a bit. My head is just spinning.
Yeah, you need to have a word of the people at the
dude. They're well aware of it. They're well aware of it.
You need to get them told it's not good.
Sorry to disappoint y'all, but we'll be back soon.
See ya.
I need to go lay down. All right. Thanks. See you, Rich.
Ciao.
Bye, everybody.